I really kind of wanted to get some groundwork and some foundational education about the racial disparities within the early childhood system.
I came into this cohort wanting to really impact the environment that kids were being provided in their early childhood settings. The books that they're seeing or the movies they're watching, the posters on the wall, the dolls that they're playing with, that all of it isn't just a reflection of them.
In this cohort, I wanted to change the culture within my own organization. And through that process, I figured out that that's going to be difficult. And we decided just to start with my department, which is early childhood, and maybe be an example for the remaining departments in our organizations.
So in the beginning, I remember, I think like one of our first breakout sessions for the racial equity cohort was, what does race mean to you? Kind of went from like, oh, race hasn't really been a thing for me, to race really is a thing.
There was new content that I hadn't learned before about the history of racial equity disparities in early childhood. We aren't taught those things, even as going through like a Master of Social Work program, like we don't learn about those things.
What I did learn though, which has shifted my attitude, is that sometimes they don't know what to say or they don't know how to address it. And so it's made me a bit more empathetic.
My team and I we've hosted one parent cafe so far. It went really, really well. The parents were really excited. There was a ton of really good conversation. We had a lot of different multiracial books on the back table for kids and parents. They took a lot of them. They were excited to read them. We're hoping to do a book study too. I'm not sure on which book yet, but we'd like to hold a book study with parents and early childhood educators.
Throughout this process, it helped us create a diversity, equity, and inclusion statement or vision for our early childhood department. And so we did pull in our DEI coordinator, who is the coordinator for the entire organization. She thought it was great. She thought it could serve as an example for other departments within the organization. But so at this point, she's trying to further that.
I've started a coalition in a rural community outside of this work where I continue to push, city officials, school boards, right? Like continuing to do all the work in all of the areas and bringing it into my therapy practice, right? Like any way that I can use the information that I've learned here to move the needle a little bit, like I'm on it, I'm doing that. That's what I plan to do.